Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you might be. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Blacklink Magazine. As you can see, we are a national publication and we are everywhere. So we are here with Pastor JT Maberry, and we are so excited to be here. Your family, like this is nothing new for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. But we do know that you got a lot going on. And so we just want to talk about your journey in this business, especially as a pastor in the business and what you have going on. So let's talk, just go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience, who you are and what you do.
I'm Pastor JT Maberry, Jermaine T. Maberry, Senior Pastor of House of Deliverance of Crowley, Texas, in which we just closed the doors in February. So we're doing everything virtually and online through the podcast and other outsources. So in a nutshell, pastor, videographer, photographer, musician, jack of all trades, master of none.
Well, welcome again to this interview, not to Blacklink Magazine, because as I said, Pastor JT is a writer for the magazine and has been for a minute, and we appreciate that. Let's talk about the music business and how, because you and your wife do music and you've had something really great to happen. So let's talk about you jumping into the music business. And did you always know that you would be in this realm of things in the music business?
Actually, this is like my second venture. I like to call it BC before Christ. So before my conversion, I did a brief stint of hip hop. I was in a hip hop group in 96, 97, and we kind of fell off around the early 2000s. So music has always been a part of my life. I've always been in the church choirs. My dad was a pastor, and my wife's parents is also pastors. So she sung, I sung. So music has always been a part. I have several family members that's already in the industry. So I kind of wanted to do things on my own, not ask for any favors, and just see how far the Lord to take us on our own.
And so being in this business, we know that it's not an easy business to be in, and it's not, there's some peaks and valleys as I call them. And let's talk about some of your valleys, the valleys that you've been in, and how you overcome, getting through those rough periods in this business.
The music business, I had a lot to learn in a short period of time as far as getting everything registered, mixing and mastering. Luckily, I had someone, a mutual friend of ours, D-Bots. He kind of schooled me on everything, and I email him something, he'll say, "No, Reverend, that's trash." And so he's a little rough around the edge, but that's the type of person that I need. So I had to take the criticism and keep going. He's been the one that pushed me towards where we are right now.
Yeah, shout out to Bots. He is like that. And I think that you're right. If you want to just send him something and he just tell you what you want to hear, that doesn't help you to develop. That doesn't develop you into being, what you need to be and to get you to the next level. So kudos to Bots for being that person in your life, doing those things. Tell us what you have going on and what you got signed, correct?
We got signed in April. I believe it was April. We signed in April. It's a distribution deal with Thug Status Entertainment. I was the first gospel hip hop artist of that label. So I came in trying to kind of mix in and they're not accustomed to our type of music. So I'm the first of that for that brand, and we've been doing pretty well.
That's good. That's good. How do you do that? How do you go in and you're the only gospel that they deal with? And how do you have that conversation, and how does it work out to where guys can get on an even playing field, because they're not familiar with what you do? So was there a lot of, discrepancies? Was there a lot of, I'll listen to you, you listen to me, and we can find a happy medium? How does that work?
Actually, it was a smooth transition. Shout out to OG Tech. He's the CEO of Thug Status Entertainment, along with his partner. I believe his name is Red Boss. I haven't met him personally, but it was a smooth transition. He liked my music. I like his music, and he's worked with a couple of guys that I was fans of. So he worked with Crazy Bone, the Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I was like, okay, so he got some pulls. So
Freedom.
and that kind of persuade us to, okay, let's jump in with him, and we're the first of it. So, and that's been pretty, it's been working out pretty good.
That's amazing. That's amazing to hear. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I want to talk about what you have going on, because you have a single out. Let's talk about the message in that single and what you want your audience to take away from that when they listen to that.
The single is called Chosen. And it's funny that you started asking about the industry and everything first, because that song is basically a true story of what I was dealing with getting into the industry. So the first verse is actually a prayer. I'm praying to the Lord and asking him to take the heavy burdens off my chest, because it's a stressful industry. You want to succeed, you want to be successful, but you still, as a pastor, want to have a message of some type of inspiration or a warning call or something within the mix of it. So the second verse is exactly what that is, a warning call. I had the encounter of getting verses, asking individuals for verses, and the kingdom verses came with fees. And I was like, whoa. And so it was a eye-opener that even in the gospel realm of the side, it's still business. So that single is doing pretty well.
That's good. Good to hear. Yeah, it is. I mean, even if you like, people go to church and they say, you just want money for tithes or whatever, but the church is a business and they have to stay afloat just like, every other business. And so I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because in everything we do, there's a charge. Somebody's going to want some money for something. So it's just business. Let's talk about what your projects are, what projects you're working on. Like, what are you looking forward to in the next 2-3 years?
Next 2 to 3 years, I just launched my publishing company. Oh. So I publish my own music, and I'm actually setting it up where I can have my own record label. So with myself, I have my wife, my nephew, my brother, and a couple of my sons that we all do music. And so I was like, and I named it INHOUSE. So I want to keep it all in-house. We do the music, we do the production, we do everything, videography, photography. It's all under one umbrella. So we in a few years, we'll have our own little empire going.
That's amazing. So now, will you do both gospel and worldly, or how would that work?
No, we're gonna stick to what we're gonna stick to contemporary. I would say contemporary gospel. It's a new trend starting with R&B gospel. Yes, they have Afrobeats gospel. So it's a lot of different avenues that we can still stick to the kingdom message within.
That's awesome. What are you telling people that want to get in this business, knowing how the business is, knowing what comes with it? Because at the end of the day, what we see on this side is that the finished product is done and everybody loving what you produced and what you put out. But what are you telling them about the backside of that and the behind the scenes?
Do your research. Do your research on everything. Read. It's more than hitting the record button and singing or rapping. Is more than just taking a picture or getting in the video. You have to be knowledgeable of the business side of it, or you won't last long. Ali, I believe it was Ali in an interview that we did on our podcast. he said we had to have tough skin.
Yeah.
And I was one to always keep a chip on my shoulder. So I had to learn it real quick that, hey, it's nothing personal, it's business. So not take too much stuff personal and just roll with the punches. Be consistent.
Mhm.
You have to stay consistent as well.
What is the biggest thing that you want folks to know when they listen to this interview about you and about what you got going on about your music and your business?
I'm just an average guy that has a dream that I believe God is prepared to fulfill it. We have to be ready for the manifestations that we desire. We have to be mentally, physically, and spiritually ready. So I believe that this is the hour, the season that he elevates me. So I believe it's that time.
Right. When should we expect an album to drop?
Before the end of the year, we're looking to because I've dropped at least about 12 singles. So I believe it's time for us to put the album together. I have at least 30 unreleased right now. So we got to go in and see what's going to make the cut and what's not going to make the cut. I'm always creating, always making new songs. So maybe those might not even make it. So who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Well, tell the people how they can reach you on all social media sites.
I have a website. It's www.pastorjt.net. We also have the Preacher's Corner podcast. It's www.thepreacherscorner.net as well. I'm on all social media platforms as Pastor JT Pastor _JTM on Instagram and Pastor JT Maberry on Facebook.
Okay, let's talk about the podcast just really quick. Tell me what are some of the things that you guys discuss and the type of guests that you have on the podcast?
I have several different kinds of guests. It's an empowerment podcast. We do reactions to preaching. Some segments I just do a word of encouragement. My wife, she does foundations of prayer on there. We interview indie artists. So I'm a very big fan of the remnant. The remnant is the left behind, the leftover, the picked over. So I love to give the opportunity and spotlight to the people that's overlooked.
Yeah.
And so that's the ones that I love to interview. If you already got a name for yourself, we're gonna send you over to Black Link.
Come on over, I'll take y'all too. Yeah. All right. Well, I thank you for being here. I thank you for, sharing your experiences in the industry. And then you guys go out and follow him, go hit like, go share it. We all just want that support, to get out there. And I think that when we come together and support one another, we become a force to reckon with. So go out and follow Pastor JT and follow Black Link Magazine as well. And did you have something else you wanted to leave?
I did forget. Chosen is on Brinks TV and the top 10 countdown.
Thank you so much, Pastor. We appreciate you. You guys, we're going to go for now, but remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.
Yeah.